Okay, welcome back to my playthrough of Arkham Horror, the board game. And it's been a little while since the last video, so I will recap exactly what is going on. If you recall, we have 4 investigators in the sleepy town of Arkham, Massachusetts. We have Kate Winthrop, the scientist, Harvey Walters, the professor, Joe Diamond, the private eye, and Bob Jenkins, the salesman. And they are going up against the looming threat of the dark god Nyarlathotep. Okay, we have 1 gate sealed of 6 that we need. So quite a ways to go there, but we're in decent shape. There are 3 doom tokens on Nyarlathotep's sheet out of the possible 11. So I guess if you break it down like that, we're not in great shape. But that's alright. There's plenty of time to catch up. There are 2 rumors currently in play, which is our biggest problem. If you remember, that is Disturbing the Dead, which is going to potentially increase the terror level every turn, which is going to cause allies to leave and buildings to close and eventually mayhem to ensue. And we need to get rid of that by getting 2 gate trophies. And then the more problematic one is the stars are right. And this is the one that's going to potentially put a doom token on the doom track every turn. That's bad. We need to get rid of that one by discarding an ally in the downtown street. So we need 1 character to get an ally just so they can sacrifice them in a blood sacrifice. Which is kind of, So that is the current problems. We have a few monsters on the board, nothing too terrible. Right now the terror track is still at 0, so that's okay. We have 3 gates open, so we got plenty of opportunities to seal them, especially with Harvey Walters and his 8 clues. Joe himself has 5, Kate's at 3, Bob's at 1. So there's some possible seals happening, but we've got to work some magic. So let's get back to the board and let's get right into it. Alright, so we have Joe over here in the Rivertown streets. We have Kate at the Unnameable, but there's a Hound of Tindalos there. Unfortunately, she's going to have to evade that. We got Bob, who's kind of in trouble, I would say, actually. He's in a bit of a spot there. And then Harvey is just chilling at the Historical Society with nothing going on. So we're going to do about that. Now, I believe at the end of the last video, we had just drawn the stars are right. I think that's what happened. So the Mythos phase had just happened, so now a fresh turn starts. And I actually had to move the entire board and all the everything off for our board game day and stuff like that. So I had to reset everything up. Luckily, I took pictures before I tore it all down. That helped setting it back up. So everything should be exactly as it was. And I actually I switched out the Eldritch dice with a bunch of regular white dice, so you can kind of perhaps see a little bit better the results. Not that it really matters, because I'm still going to tell you, but it's okay. Alright, so Kate. Kate is at the Unnameable. She's got a Hound of Tindalos. Okay, so I think for focus, she's going to bump her speed down 1 to bump her sneak up 1. Because Hound of Tindalos has a -1 sneak modifier, so that would be 2 dice. I think we'll probably cast Voice of Ra. And I should point out how stupid it is that Voice of Ra boosts your sneak skill. It boosts all your skills, but I don't see... In Call of Cthulhu, it just boosts your you know what, whatever. Alright, so that would be... Yeah, alright, so we're just going to go ahead and cast that. So that is a casting modifier of -1, so we get 3 dice for that. We get to lose a sanity regardless, so I'll throw that. And here come the 3 dice. Alright, and there's 2 5s, so no problem. So all our skills are bumped up by 1 for the rest of this turn. So she's going to try and sneak. So Voice of Ra cancels out the -1 from the Hound, so she gets another 3 dice. Hopefully she is lucky. There's 2 6s. Alright, she's definitely lucky. So our sneak succeeded. So now we can move 3 spaces. I'm thinking of just going to the unvisited aisle. Because I still need clues. Yeah. Problem is, if the hound moves again, it's probably going to go right to me. So, but there's not much I can do about that. Alright, so that was her movement. Next is Harvey. Alright. Harvey has his max speed going. He's got his 3 speed. That's as much as he can get. Which is unfortunate because there's no gates within 3 spaces. There's one within 4. Actually, there's 2 within 4. But no matter what, he would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So, not much he can do. I guess I'm going to have him go to the witch house. And, I don't know, he might just get sucked through a gate there. Otherwise, he's definitely within range of both next turn. And so that's just going to be his turn. Yeah, not much to do. Alright, Joe. Joe. Physical immunity on the hound, so there's no way he's killing that. He could go trade the old journal. Yeah, I think he might do that. I mean, I guess he could go kill the cultist. Yeah, that's actually probably better. I think he's going to go kill the cultist. So he's going to move there by 2 moves. Which is not an incredible amount of moves, but... I guess he can try the old journal. Because he's got extra movement points to spare. So he gets to make a lore -1 check, so he gets 2 dice. And he gets 3 tokens if he succeeds. He does not. He rolls snake eyes. Snake eyes! So never mind. That's exhausted. Alright, then Bob. Bob is in trouble. Bob. Bob cannot sneak. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. There's no way. I mean, yeah, you can sneak past the formless spawn maybe, but I can't sneak past the dark druid. So, yeah, he's just going to sit still and wait for the inevitable, I guess. Alright, encounter. First is Kate at the unvisited aisle. Let's take a read. You come across a man examining some old bones. Pass a sneak -1 check to get close enough to see what he's doing. Okay, so that is going to be 3 dice because she's still got Voice of Ra in effect. That is 2 4s and a 2. So no success. This is actually one of my least favorite written encounter cards because it doesn't make any sense what happens if you fail. Because I'll read the whole thing. Pass a sneak -1 check to get close enough to see what he's doing. He finally notices you and is impressed with your skills, introducing himself as John LaGrasse. Take his ally card if it's available, otherwise he shares a meal with you. So I would have gotten an ally card, which would have been awesome for the stars are right, but I didn't. So that was a really shit thing that I failed. I could use a clue to try and reroll a dice. I don't think it's worth it, because clues are going to get seals, which is just going to win us the game anyways. But the point is, what happens if you fail? Like, if you fail, he notices you, but he's not impressed, so he just says, piss off? Is that what happens? I don't know. Point is, we failed, so nothing happened. Alright, so that was Kate. Nothing bad happened, so it was good. Harvey at the witch house, which is one of my favorite Lovecraft stories. You find a banquet laid out in the dining room and feel compelled to sit down and eat. Make a luck +0 check and consult the following chart. Alright, so Harvey's luck is at 2, which is not good. But he doesn't get any negatives here, so 2 dice it is. 0 successes. You suddenly realize what you've been eating. Lose 3 sanity. That's big. That is very big. I have no way to lessen that, but luckily he has 7 sanity, so I mean, the most he could have gotten was 2, and it still would have lost him 1 stamina, and that actually would have been worse. No, actually it wouldn't have been because I have the healing stone. But anyways, that wasn't great, but didn't kill me, so. Alright, Joe is killing the cultist. So let's get this going. No sanity check because it's just a crazy guy. And then +1 for his combat, so that is going to be 8 dice, I believe. So I only need 1 success. Let's do it one at a time. There's a 1. There's a 6. He's dead. Pretty simple. Okay, that's him. Alright, Bob. A bit tougher combat for Bob. We'll start with the Dark Druid because I think it's easier. Physical resistance. Alright, so his will is at 3. -1, so he's got 2 dice going in here. He rolled a 5 and a 4, so that's a success. No sanity loss. Alright, so combat. He's got a 4 fight, +4 from his shotgun. Well, that's halved, so really 2 from the shotgun. So that's 6, and then -2 from the Dark Druid, so 4 dice total. And he needs 2 successes. Now, if you recall, the shotgun on a 6 counts as 2 successes, so really 1 6. It's just, I got 1 6, 2 6s. So that was really 4 successes. Just annihilated the Dark Druid. Ba-boom! Done. So that's good. Bob has 4 toughness worth of monster trophies right now, so if he can kill this formless spawn, he's in pretty good shape. But this one is a little tougher. Again, -1 for the sanity. And if he fails this, he actually goes insane. Which he did fail. So he's going to go insane. So what that means in the base game of Arkham Horror is if you go to 0 sanity or you go to 0 health, you either go to the St. Mary's Hospital, if you lost all your health, or Arkham Asylum, if you lose all your sanity. And whichever one you go to, you get back 1 of either health or sanity. So I'm going to be at 1 sanity. And then you have to discard half your items. And I'm pretty sure it's round up. Because like I said, if you're never sure about a rule, it's always whichever one screws you over more. So, I'm going to check, but I'm pretty sure. Again, this rule book is not great. Oh, it's rounded down. Look at that. But you also lose half your clue tokens. Okay, so half your clues and half your items rounded down. Bob only has 1 clue, so it's no problem. But he does have 3 items, 2 King in Yellows and 1 shotgun. I'm sure you can guess that I'm going to get rid of the shotgun. No, I'm just kidding. So goodbye, 1 copy of the King in Yellow, which is exceedingly rare, and I don't know why he has 2. Well, it's exceedingly rare in the lore. It's not really rare in Arkham, I guess. Alright, and so that's not great. It's not really great, but it did get us away from the formless spawn, and he's just going to spend the next turn recovering his sanity. So, alright, so that was everybody's encounter. So now we go to the next mythos. Campus security increased. So there's already a gate at the Independence Square. So what happens now is a monster surge. And if I remember correctly, that means that... yeah, I think 4 monsters appear. If I recall correctly. Again, it's been a while, and surges are a little different in Eldritch Horror, so I'm sorry if if I have to keep looking up rules. It's just kind of something that happens unless you're fully prepared, of which really I never am when I'm making any video ever, so. God, and this rulebook is not great for just looking up crap on the fly. I gotta be honest. It's just... Ugh. It doesn't even... Really? It's not even in the index under Monster Surge, so I have no idea where it talks about this. It's just... Okay, here we go. Monster Surge. So when a Monster Surge occurs, which is what's about to happen, you either draw a number of monsters equal to the number of open gates or the number of players, whichever is greater. So right now there's 3 open gates, 4 players, so we're going to draw 4 monsters. And you're going to divide them among the open gates. And if you have an extra one, it's going to go on the gate that started the Monster Surge. So I actually have to get the monster box. Again, it's nice to be fully prepared. Alright, so we're going to be drawing 4 monsters. And Monster Surges are where things get really crappy. This is why you want to close gates. Or seal them, preferably. Okay, I think that's 4 in my hand. It was 4. Alright, and we're going to distribute these randomly. I'm not going to look where I'm putting them. But 2 are going on Independence Square. 1 here, 1 here. So, over here we have a Dimensional Shambler. Over here we have a Dark Young. And these 2 are pretty different. The Dimensional Shambler is fast, so it moves twice when it moves. The Dark Young is immobile. It does not move ever, because it's a tree. Although, you know, in Call of Cthulhu, Dark Young, you move, I think. But okay, so it doesn't move at all, which is problematic because it's on the Black Cave. Over here, then, we got a Goat Spawn, and we got the Black Man, which is a mask monster. So Nyarlathotep is in Arkham right now, technically. And this guy's pretty rough, because to beat the Black Man in combat, there's no combat whatsoever. Basically, you just roll a luck -1 check. If you succeed, you get 2 clue tokens, and he goes back into the box. If you fail, you're devoured, which means that investigator is gone. He's done. So, whoever has the highest luck is going to go over there. Which is probably going to end up being... Well, everybody's pretty even with a 4 high luck. But Bob and Kate both get +1 luck because of their skill. So it's probably going to end up being Kate. Because Bob is just... Actually... Yeah, it might be Bob. Okay, anyways. Yeah. Alright, so the movement then. Square moves on black, so Dimensional Shambler is going here. Square, Hound of Tindalos goes here. Let's see, any other squares other than Mert? No. Circle. I don't think we have any circles. Diamond. No diamonds. Joe Diamond. No. Alright, clue appears at the unnameable, so I can take a clue and put it there. And then the headline, all monsters in the Miskatonic University streets or locations are returned to the cup. Which would be here, 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 here. There is nothing. There's nothing! You can see that, right? Yeah, just barely. You can see it at the bottom. Okay, just checking. Maybe I should move this. There. Alright, so that's that. And we do not add a Doom token to the Doom track because no gate was open. That's pretty important. But we do have to roll for the 2 rumors, because those are still unsolved. Alright, so we'll roll for Disturbing the Dead, which may increase the terror level. On a 1 or a 2. There's a 2. The terror level goes up by 1. So we're going to take the top card of the allied deck, of which I am not going to look. And we'll just throw that over there. That's discarded. Alright, and then the stars are right. 1 or a 2. There's a 1. So, a Doom token is going on the Doom track regardless. Bummer. That was really shitty rolling. That can happen. And that's, you know, part of the... some people's complaint, I guess, with Arkham, is it's just so... sometimes you're just kind of along for the ride. Like, you have no control over that whatsoever. You just kind of gotta hope for the freaking best. Alright, let's start another turn then. We're clipping along now. Alright, so Kate, again, similar problem as last time. She's got this hound in front of her. I think she's going to bump her speed down even 1 more. So she's got 4 sneak now. She's not going to cast Voice of Ra. And she's going to just try and move to the unnameable to pick up the 5th clue. So she gets 3 dice. Fail, 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 fail. I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 4. So that means you automatically take the combat damage from the creature if you fail the evade. Which means she takes 3 damage. And she's at 3 stamina. So, boom. She gets back up to 1, but she goes to St. Mary's and she has to discard half her items. She only has 2 spells. Flesh Ward. Actually, I could have used Flesh Ward, maybe. Ah. Huh. Yeah, let's reverse that. We'll try that again. Okay, so that didn't happen. I failed the evade check. That definitely happened. I can't reverse that. But we're going to try and cast Flesh Ward, which if I succeed, ignores all stamina loss being dealt to me from one source. So I would basically ignore the hit that it would do to me. It's a casting modifier of -2 with a lower 4, so I have 2 dice to get a success. I got a 6, so I succeeded on that. I lose 1 sanity for casting the spell. So Kate's still not looking great. And I still failed the evade check, so I'm not going to be moving this turn. But I believe I enter into combat then, and I can try and evade again. Yeah, I have to do the sanity check, though. The horror check. So I still might go insane. Actually, I do go insane. That didn't solve anything. Because I used a sanity to cast the spell, and I automatically fail the horror check because I don't have a high enough will. So I go insane. I'm not sure what that really solved. I guess I had the choice of either going to St. Mary's or Arkham Asylum. And apparently I'm going to Arkham Asylum. Alright, so then I go down to 1 sanity. And I get rid of 1 item, which includes spells. So I'm going to get rid of Flesh Ward, I guess. Why not? But I also lose half my clues. So I go back down to 2 clues, which is a big bummer. And that's Kate's turn. And she does not get an encounter this turn, unfortunately. So she does not get an encounter at Arkham Asylum. Her turn is done. Shit. Alright, Harvey. Harvey is going to take a walk into the abyss. Yeah, that would have made the movie Up a little different. Alright, so yeah, he's just going to trek over here. Joe. Well, he's not going to go take on the Black Man, that's for sure. Physical resistance over at the Dark Young. I could cast the Dread Curse of Azathoth. But he doesn't have the lore to cast that. That would just drain his sanity for no purpose. So physical resistance, let me calculate this. It'd be 2, so 5. He'd be rolling 4 dice. He needs 3 successes. It's just not likely. He could try Dread Curse of Azathoth. He would get 1 dice to roll. He would lose 2 sanity. But then he could handle the encounter no problem. But it's just not feasible. What the hell are you going to do? Joe, what are you going to do? Ugh, this is really unfortunate. He can't sneak by. What's the sneak modifiers? -3 for the black man. You're not sneaking past Nyarlathotep. It's really tricky. I mean, yeah, I could definitely attempt the freaking Dread Curse. But 1 dice? Is that the kind of life I want to live? I could go shopping. Yeah, I guess I'll just go to the curiosity shop. Joe's going to do a little browsing. Bob is going to... Yeah, he's going to spend $2. And he's going to restore his sanity to full. Because that's the feature of the Arkham Asylum. And that's... I technically just did his encounter, but his turn is going to be done now. And Kate gets no encounter, so we go to Harvey, who's just going to the Abyss. And then Joe. So for Joe, for shopping... Well, you can either have an encounter at the Curiosity Shop, or you can draw 3 items from the unique item deck, and then purchase one of them for its list price. So that's what we're going to do. He doesn't have a huge amount of money, but I drew the Warding Statue, Holy Water, and an Elder Sign. I'm definitely buying the Elder Sign. It's $5. That's a freaking bargain. I'm not sure if this Curiosity Shop knows what it's got. Like, I would pay $8 if it was $8, but okay. So, boom, done. It should be noted that if you do shopping at any of the 3 places, and you draw the 3 items, if you can afford one of the items, you have to purchase it. If you can afford any of the items, you have to purchase one of them when you draw. You can't just look at them all and be like, nah, I don't want any. So you make a commitment. If you can't afford anything, then you just can't. But if you can, you got to buy something. Luckily, I got pretty lucky. I didn't rig this deck, by the way. It may seem like that, but I didn't. I'm fully prepared to lose this game, even though it's on video. Alright, so that's all the encounters and everything. So now it is Harvey's encounter in the Abyss. Okay. Luck is with you. You stumble on a cache of supplies. Draw 1 common item. Okay. Harvey gets a motorcycle. Yeah, so he found a motorcycle in the Abyss. And he's an old professor. And it's ludicrous, yeah. Lovecraft would just be ashamed, but, you know how it is. It's all good. So, yeah, we got a motorcycle. And, yeah, that's about as good of an encounter as you can freaking hope for in the Abyss. So, it's Mythos time. Feds raid Arkham. And Black Cave. Alright, so that is another monster search. And now we might need to get to the point where we look at the monster limit. So there is a limit to the number of monsters that can be in Arkham at any one time to prevent the board from just being flooded. That equals the number of players plus 3. So the monster limit for this game is 7. Right now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monsters in Arkham. So we're going to go over that right now because of the surge. Any monsters in excess go into the outskirts, which is over here. And these monsters over here, they're never going to come into the city. They never will. They're just there to represent the overflow. And there's also a limit for the number in the outskirts. and that number for 4 people is 4. So if you go over 4 monsters in the outskirts, the terror track goes up by 1, and all those monsters go into the box, and it resets. So I don't think that'll happen this turn, but soon. Okay, so we have 3 gates open, but we have 4 players, so there's going to be 4 monsters coming into Arkham. But only one of them will actually come into Arkham, so that monster will go on the Black Cave, and the other 3 will go in the outskirts. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this one will go here. These are in the outskirts. Oh, the Dark Pharaoh. That's great. Oh, Shogoth. Wow, that's terrific. Alright, so that's not great. Alright, so movement. We have the Crescent, which is the Black Man, I believe. So he goes there. I think that's the only Crescent. And then the other symbol is a plus. And there aren't any pluses. No. Alright, clue appears at Hibbs Roadhouse. We will do that. And here's the best part. Feds raid Arkham. All monsters in the street are returned to the cup. So that is the Black Man, the Dimensional Shambler, the Formless Spawn. Very good. Very freaking good. And that's it. So that's a very positive Mythos card. Alright. So, another turn then. Oh no, we gotta roll for the shit. So, Terror Track. God. Alright, so that's bumped up the Terror Track to 2. Another ally card is discarded. Doom Track. Alright, no Doom Track this time, but it's still a threat. Okay. Whew. Kate. Kate can't move. She's got to restore her sanity, so she's sitting still for this turn. Harvey is going to move to the other side of the abyss. Joe, he's done his shopping. He's got the Elder Sign. It's time to move on. So she's going to go take on the Goat Spawn over here. It's got physical resistance, but I believe in him. So he's going over there. And Bob Jenkins. Bob is recharged, ready to go. He's going to bump up his lore by 1. And he's going to attempt to use the King in Yellow, which costs 2 movement points, and it's a lore -2 check. So he gets 1 dice. And if he succeeds, he gains 4 clue tokens. He failed, so he just exhausts the King in Yellow and nothing happens. And so he could move to the bank or something, but I think he's just going to have an encounter at the Arkham Asylum, because it's cool. It's not very productive, but it's cool. Alright, that's it. Kate, she is going to spend $2, restore her sanity to full. Thanks to the kind folks at Arkham Asylum. And yes, I know it's a Batman thing, but not to me. Not to me, damn it. Harvey, nothing. Joe, he's fighting the Goat Spawn. Let's take care of that. Alright, so horror check. It's a -1, so he gets to roll 1 dice. Success. You can see, maybe. Alright, and then it's got physical resistance, so that is going to be 3 dice. He needs 2 successes. I didn't really plan this out, you might say. There may have been a lack of planning, but we'll just see what happens. That is 2 3s and a 6, so that's 1 success, but I needed 2. I could spend a clue because I don't really need it, and he gets an extra... Joe's abilities, he gets an extra die whenever he spends a clue token to add to a roll. So, sure, we'll do it. So he gets to roll these 2 dice again. And that's a 2 and a 4. I really want to kill this thing now because it pisses me off, and this is how it happens, is you just keep going, and you just get so pissed continually because it never works, and then it's a 3 and a 4 there, and it's just like, I'm just going to keep spending them because now there's no way I'm going to give up. This has to happen now. It needs to happen. And there's a 2 and a 4, so we're just going to spend another one because this is unacceptable in my life. So there we go. 1 and a 6, I did it! I'm the greatest! God. Alright, so yeah, 2 successes. This thing's dead. Good. Ugh. Alright. Now, here I need to check another rule, because this might be different in Eldritch Horror. That's probably the main thing that's confusing me, is the difference. In Eldritch Horror, if you kill a monster in one go, you can have another encounter, like a regular encounter, right after it. I don't know if that's the same as in this game. It might be, but you gotta go through this rule book, and that's just great. Gate. Wait. When does the... Wait, no. When does the monster... Monsters and gates cannot appear in sealed locations even if this is... Oh, no, okay. I don't think that counts for the hound. What? Where the... When do you fight monsters? Am I dumb? Well, I know I'm dumb, but... Okay, I think you fight the monster during the movement phase. Okay. So that was... Okay, then yeah, we go through the gate. Because that's my encounter then. So he goes to the Plateau of Lane. And Bob is having an encounter at the Arkham Asylum. That's right. In the doctor's study, you find a book of helpful notes gathered from inmate interviews. Make a lore +0 check and consult the following chart. Alright, so that is going to be 3 dice for Bob. I got 1 success. You find several pieces of useful information. Gain 2 clue tokens. Oh, shit! Yeah, and that's it. Done. Even if I had gotten 0 successes, I would have lost 1 sanity and gained a clue token. Here's a thing most people that I've seen play Arkham don't really do. They don't tend to go to the the stable locations. And really, that's where all the best stuff is. You know, you're going to go to the unstable locations because that's where the clues are. And you want clues, so you go to pick them up. But then you have an encounter there, and it's always shit. But if you go to the regular stuff, like the train station, nobody ever goes to the train station, or the newspaper. The newspaper! Go to the newspaper. It's great. Like... The ratio for a shit location, an unstable location, is like 6 bad to like 2 good. Whereas everything else, it's like 6 good to 2 bad. It's so much better. But people don't go there because they don't have clues. But they give clues. And you probably won't be able to tell on the video. But on the actual board, underneath each location, there's a couple symbols which tell you what you're most likely to find there. So a lot of these locations have a little magnifying glass representing a clue. So the newspaper is a good place for clues. The Arkham Asylum, Independence Square, the police station, the graveyard, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. Alright, moving on. Okay, and then it is Harvey's otherworld encounter. Come on. Come on. Whoop. Whoop. Ah, the abyss. A monster appears. Great. Great. Harvey is not Kate, so he does have to deal with the monster. This could be... Well, this could be terrible, actually. Could be quite terrible. It is a High Priest. Alright, so we got to do the sanity check, which is pretty good, actually. It's a +1. So he gets 3 dice. I think Harvey can withstand looking at such a creature. Yep, double 6s. Alright, and now we either fight it or we evade it. And I think we're going to go with the evade because Harvey does not have a weapon. But he does have Mists of Rele. He also has Wither. But no, it's better for him to evade. So, casting modifier is going to be -2. So that is going to be 4 dice. He doesn't lose any sanity, and he needs 1 success. I think the odds are with Harvey. And I totally jinxed myself by saying anything. Yeah, I rolled 3 2s and a 1. What you know about that? What you know about that just happened? So Harvey's gonna spend a clue because he's got clues to spare, and he's gonna roll his dice right here, and it's 2. So there you go. There's 4 2s. There's 4 2s I just rolled. You can look at them because there's 4 of them. All right, one more clue. Just one more. Like that doesn't hurt anything. There's just 3. We're getting better. So one final clue. This is the last one because otherwise I can't seal the gate. Last one, and there's a 2. I went back to the 2 because I needed it. It's got to be 4 2s. It's got to be. So Harvey's gonna lose 2 stamina, leaving him at 1, and the monster goes back into the cup. Yeah, it's pretty shit, but he's not going to lose any more stamina before he seals the gate, so it's alright. Oh, God. Alright, and Mythos. Oh, boy. Sunny and clear. We have a monster surge at the Black Cave. So, 1, 2... Okay, that last Mythos card did clear it out a little bit, so we have 3 monsters on the board, if I can count correctly, which I can. 3 monsters on the board. There's going to be 4 monsters coming, so we're not going to send any to the outskirts, which is kind of a good and a bad when you think about it. So that is going to be, there's 3 gates open, so it's going to be 1 on each, 2 on the Black Cave. Alright, there's 1, there's 2. Black Cave is stacked. Great. Movement, we got Crescent on black. So, Crescent. No. Zombie moves, there we go. Plus, no, I don't think there's anything. Black Cave is just shit. Okay, and we have our first environment card. So these continually affect the game until the next environment card is drawn. So this one is Sunny and Clear. So sneak checks in Arkham are made at -1 penalty, and will checks are made at +1 bonus. And the Haunter in Darkness is not in play, so we don't have to worry about that. And another clue at Hibbs Roadhouse. So that's nice. Alright, so that's another thing we got to keep track of. Great. Let's roll for the Terror Track. Nope. Doom Track. Nope. Roll the 3. You can see it. Alright, so we're still at 4. We're about to get a seal happening because of Harvey. And... oh, I didn't do Joe. Mob B. I will do Joe's Otherworld encounter right now. That is nothing. Okay. The colors are blinding. Pass a lore -1 check or stay here next turn. Shit. Alright, that's 2 dice then for Joe. He can pull this off. Joe has got this. That's right. No colors are blind in Joe. So he is not staying here next turn. Alright. Excellent. So, not much has really changed. We didn't get any seals this entire video, which is unfortunate, but we're about to get 2, and one of them is an Elder Sign, so that's excellent. So that'll bump us up to halfway done. We're at 4 out of 11 for the Doom track, so we'll be ahead of schedule then, assuming the stars are right, doesn't screw us over. We're not really any close to resolving that, though. I need to get... Yeah, it's going to be tricky. That's really bad. Ma's boarding house takes 10 toughness worth of monster trophies, 2 gate trophies, or 5 toughness worth of monsters and 1 gate. So, in other words, to sum up, I'm not anywhere near getting that, because Kate would need to get another gate trophy. And I keep getting monster surges, so I'm not getting any gates. Actually, Joe will be the one that gets that, because he's about to get a gate, so he'll go to Ma's boarding house next. But anyways, that is for next time. I'm going to wrap it up here. So, my name is Mangg. This has been Arkham Horror, and I will see you guys in the next part.